royal world has been rocked by whispers of an absolutely explosive alliance that nobody saw coming. Sources are claiming that Jessica Mulroney, Meghan Markle's former best friend turned bitter enemy, has secretly reached out to Samantha Markle with an offer that could destroy the Duchess of Sussex once and for all.
And I don't think they're improving each other's lives. I think it's a toxic relationship because they're codependent.
We're talking about encrypted messages, behind-the-scenes phone calls, and what insiders are calling a calculated pact between two women who have every reason to want Meghan to pay for what she allegedly did to them. This isn't just gossip anymore. This is strategic warfare, and Meghan apparently had no idea it was coming until it was too late.
Would you like to talk to her now? Is it possible to put all that water under the bridge and have a chat to her?
I don't think she would do it without a motive.
Picture this: while Meghan was busy playing the victim in Montecito, Jessica Mulroney was quietly plotting her revenge from Toronto, and Samantha Markle was sharpening her legal weapons from Florida. Now these two powerhouses have allegedly joined forces, and the timing couldn't be more devastating for Meghan. The alleged conversations between Jessica and Samantha reportedly began months ago, long before either of them made their latest moves public. Sources close to the situation reveal that Jessica reached out first, offering what she called moral support to Samantha's ongoing legal battle against Meghan. But this wasn't just about emotional solidarity. This was about something much more calculated, much more dangerous for the former actress who thought she could burn bridges without consequences.
I'll tell you why. What she told the royal family, what she told Harry, wouldn't have jived, wouldn't have been consistent with the truth.
What makes this alliance so explosive is that both women have completely different types of ammunition against Meghan. Samantha has the legal system on her side with her defamation appeal that's currently making its way through the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. Jessica, on the other hand, has decades of friendship secrets, private conversations, and behind-the-scenes moments that could obliterate Meghan's carefully crafted public image. Together, they represent a perfect storm that could finally expose what critics have been saying about Meghan all along.
But of course, Meghan wants truth to be something which makes her look good, or if it doesn't make her look good, then it's something she can attach her victimhood status to.
The whispers started circulating in royal circles when eagle-eyed observers noticed something suspicious about the timing of recent events. Samantha's appeal hearing happened on September 9th, and just 5 days later, Jessica announced her explosive tell-all memoir. Coincidence? Sources say absolutely not. This was allegedly orchestrated to create maximum pressure on Meghan from two different directions at exactly the same time. But here's where it gets even more sinister. The alleged pact between Jessica and Samantha isn't just about revenge. It's about vindication, mutual support, and creating a narrative that portrays both of them as victims of Meghan's manipulative behavior.
They were also sharing screenshot admissions of having my social security number, and then they said, oh, but we guessed her social security number. Well, out of all of the billions of possible combinations, that couldn't be possible.
They're reportedly positioning themselves as truth tellers who were silenced, discarded, and betrayed by a woman who used them for her own gain. The royal family is reportedly watching this unfold with growing alarm, and palace insiders are whispering about emergency meetings and crisis management strategies. Because if Jessica and Samantha have really joined forces, Meghan's problems are just getting started. And the worst part? This is allegedly only the beginning of what these two women have planned. Jessica Mulroney's transformation from Meghan's ride-or-die bestie to her potential destroyer is a story that Hollywood couldn't have scripted better. For years, Jessica was the woman behind the woman, the Toronto stylist who helped craft Meghan's image long before she ever stepped foot in Kensington Palace. She was the keeper of secrets, the confidante who knew every detail of Meghan's romantic life, career struggles, and royal ambitions. Now sources claim she's ready to spill it all.
It's so much rhetoric at this point, and so many lies have been thrown out there, debunked, and yet still there's this repeated need to push this narrative.
The announcement of Jessica's memoir on September 14th sent shockwaves through both royal circles and Hollywood elite. But what most people don't realize is that this book has allegedly been in the works for over a year, carefully timed and strategically planned to coincide with Samantha's legal battles. Industry insiders whisper that Jessica's literary agent has been shopping this tell-all to publishers, with one specific selling point: explosive revelations about Meghan Markle that will finally expose the real woman behind the Duchess facade. What makes Jessica's betrayal so devastating is the sheer depth of their former friendship. This wasn't some casual Hollywood acquaintance or royal hanger-on. Jessica was Meghan's closest confidante for nearly a decade. She styled Meghan for red carpet events, helped her navigate Toronto's social scene, and was reportedly one of the first people Meghan called when she started dating Prince Harry. Jessica knew about the secret meetings, the late-night phone calls, and the carefully orchestrated media strategy that helped Meghan land her prince. But their friendship imploded spectacularly in 2020 during the Black Lives Matter movement, when Jessica found herself at the center of a racism controversy involving lifestyle blogger Sasha Exeter. Meghan, who had positioned herself as a champion of social justice, allegedly cut Jessica off completely rather than risk association with the scandal. Sources close to Jessica claim she felt thrown under the bus by the woman she had supported through everything, abandoned when she needed Meghan most. The hurt from that betrayal has reportedly been festering for years, and Jessica's decision to write a memoir is allegedly her way of reclaiming her narrative. But insiders suggest this book isn't just about telling her side of the story. It's about revealing what she claims is the real Meghan Markle, calculating, manipulative, and willing to sacrifice anyone who becomes inconvenient to her image. What's particularly explosive about the timing is that Jessica allegedly coordinated her memoir announcement with Samantha's legal team to create maximum impact. Sources claim that Jessica's agent reached out to Peter Tickton, Samantha's attorney, to discuss how their respective timelines could support each other. The goal? Create a media firestorm that would put Meghan on the defensive from multiple angles simultaneously. Royal watchers are calling this the ultimate revenge plot, and Jessica's motivation goes deeper than just personal hurt. She reportedly feels that Meghan used her connections, her expertise, and her social network to climb the ladder to royalty, then discarded her the moment she became a liability. Now Jessica allegedly wants to show the world exactly how Meghan operates behind closed doors. The memoir is rumored to include detailed accounts of Meghan's dating life before Harry, her career frustrations, and most explosively, her alleged treatment of family members, including her relationship with Samantha. Jessica was reportedly present for many of the conversations where Meghan discussed her half-sister, and sources claim those revelations could provide crucial support for Samantha's defamation case. The former best friend has allegedly become the perfect weapon against the woman who once trusted her with everything. Samantha Markle's legal resurrection is nothing short of extraordinary, and the timing couldn't be more strategic if it was planned in a war room. After her initial defamation lawsuit against Meghan was dismissed by a Florida federal judge in March 2024, most people thought that was the end of her legal crusade. But Samantha had other plans, and sources claim she's been quietly building an even stronger case with help from some unexpected allies. The 11th Circuit Court of Appeals hearing on September 9th wasn't just another legal proceeding. It was Samantha's chance to prove that Meghan's statements during the infamous Oprah interview weren't just hurtful, they were allegedly defamatory lies designed to destroy her reputation and paint her as an estranged half-sister who barely knew Meghan. What makes this appeal so dangerous for Meghan is that Samantha's legal team has reportedly gathered new evidence and testimonies that weren't available during the original trial. Peter Tickton, Samantha's attorney, has been working this case like a chess master, and sources close to the legal proceedings claim he's been building alliances that extend far beyond the courtroom. The strategy allegedly involves coordinating with other people who feel wronged by Meghan, creating a network of potential witnesses and supporters who can corroborate Samantha's claims about the real dynamics of the Markle family. What's particularly explosive about Samantha's current legal position is that she's no longer fighting this battle alone. The alleged coordination with Jessica Mulroney's memoir timing suggests that Samantha has learned to weaponize media cycles to her advantage. Court documents and media buzz are now allegedly working together to create a narrative that paints Meghan as someone who systematically destroys relationships and then lies about them publicly. The defamation case centers on Meghan's claims during the Oprah interview that she grew up as an only child and that Samantha only started using the Markle name when Meghan began dating Harry. Samantha's legal team argues these statements were not only false but deliberately crafted to minimize her existence and damage her reputation. But here's where it gets more complex. Sources claim Samantha has documentation, photographs and witnesses that prove she and Meghan had a relationship throughout their lives, contradicting Meghan's public narrative. The September hearing reportedly didn't go entirely in Samantha's favor, with judges expressing some skepticism about certain aspects of her appeal. But legal experts whisper that this setback might actually be part of a larger strategy. Sometimes losing a battle helps you win the war, especially when public opinion starts shifting in your direction. The media attention from the hearing, combined with Jessica's memoir announcement just days later, has allegedly created exactly the kind of narrative momentum that Samantha's team was hoping for. What makes Samantha's legal resurrection so dangerous for Meghan is that it's not just about money or vindication anymore, it's about establishing a legal precedent that could open the door for other family members, former friends, or business associates to challenge Meghan's public statements about them. Sources claim that several other people who feel wronged by Meghan have been quietly watching Samantha's case, waiting to see if she succeeds in proving that the Duchess of Sussex can be held accountable for her words. The timing of the appeal also coincides with a period when Meghan's public image is already under strain from various other controversies and business failures. Legal experts suggest that Samantha's team may have calculated that now is the perfect time to strike, when Meghan is dealing with multiple pressures and may be more vulnerable to a sustained legal challenge. The resurrection isn't just about the past anymore. It's allegedly about shaping Meghan's future. The strategic alignment between Jessica Mulroney's publishing team and Samantha Markle's legal machinery is allegedly more calculated than anyone initially realized. Sources claim that Jessica's literary agent didn't just coincidentally announce the memoir days after Samantha's court hearing. This was reportedly a coordinated media blitz designed to create maximum pressure on Meghan from two completely different but equally dangerous directions. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest that Peter Tickton, Samantha's attorney, has been in contact with Jessica's representation to discuss how their respective timelines could reinforce each other's narratives. The goal wasn't just publicity. It was allegedly about creating a sustained media cycle that would keep Meghan's alleged behavior in the headlines while her legal vulnerabilities were being exposed in court. What makes this coordination so explosive is that both camps reportedly realized they were fighting the same enemy but with different weapons. Samantha has the legal system and documented evidence of family relationships. Jessica has intimate knowledge of Meghan's personality, private conversations, and behind-the-scenes behavior during the most crucial period of her rise to royalty. Together, they allegedly create a complete picture that could devastate Meghan's public image. The timing isn't accidental either. Sources claim that Jessica's memoir was specifically scheduled to launch during the appeal window, ensuring that any media attention from Samantha's legal battle would naturally flow into discussions about Jessica's revelations. Publishing insiders whisper that the book's release date was moved multiple times to align perfectly with key legal milestones in Samantha's case. But here's where the strategy gets even more sophisticated. The alleged coordination reportedly extends to the actual content of Jessica's memoir. Sources claim that certain chapters were crafted to directly support the themes of Samantha's defamation case, particularly around Meghan's alleged pattern of rewriting history and discarding people who become inconvenient to her narrative. Legal experts are calling this a masterclass in coordinated warfare, where two separate battles are being fought simultaneously but with shared intelligence and mutual support. The publishing world and the legal system are allegedly working together to create sustained pressure that Meghan's crisis management team might not be equipped to handle. What's particularly dangerous for Meghan is that this coordination suggests a level of planning and forethought that goes far beyond spontaneous revenge. This appears to be a calculated campaign designed to expose what both women claim is the real Meghan Markle, and they've allegedly chosen their timing to maximize damage when she's least prepared to fight back effectively. The strategic alignment between Jessica Mulroney's publishing team and Samantha Markle's legal machinery is allegedly more calculated than anyone initially realized. Sources claim that Jessica's literary agent didn't just coincidentally announce the memoir days after Samantha's court hearing. This was reportedly a coordinated media blitz designed to create maximum pressure on Meghan from two completely different but equally dangerous directions. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest that Peter Tickton, Samantha's attorney, has been in contact with Jessica's representation to discuss how their respective timelines could reinforce each other's narratives. The goal wasn't just publicity. It was allegedly about creating a sustained media cycle that would keep Meghan's alleged behavior in the headlines while her legal vulnerabilities were being exposed in court. What makes this coordination so explosive is that both camps reportedly realized they were fighting the same enemy but with different weapons. Samantha has the legal system and documented evidence of family relationships. Jessica has intimate knowledge of Meghan's personality, private conversations, and behind-the-scenes behavior during the most crucial period of her rise to royalty. Together, they allegedly create a complete picture that could devastate Meghan's public image. The timing isn't accidental either. Sources claim that Jessica's memoir was specifically scheduled to launch during the appeal window, ensuring that any media attention from Samantha's legal battle would naturally flow into discussions about Jessica's revelations. Publishing insiders whisper that the book's release date was moved multiple times to align perfectly with key legal milestones in Samantha's case. But here's where the strategy gets even more sophisticated. The alleged coordination reportedly extends to the actual content of Jessica's memoir. Sources claim that certain chapters were crafted to directly support the themes of Samantha's defamation case, particularly around Meghan's alleged pattern of rewriting history and discarding people who become inconvenient to her narrative. Legal experts are calling this a masterclass in coordinated warfare, where two separate battles are being fought simultaneously, but with shared intelligence and mutual support. The publishing world and the legal system are allegedly working together to create sustained pressure that Meghan's crisis management team might not be equipped to handle. What's particularly dangerous for Meghan is that this coordination suggests a level of planning and forethought that goes far beyond spontaneous revenge. This appears to be a calculated campaign designed to expose what both women claim is the real Meghan Markle, and they've allegedly chosen their timing to maximize damage when she's least prepared to fight back effectively. Inside the Montecito mansion, sources claim absolute chaos has erupted as Meghan and Harry scramble to understand the full scope of what they're facing. The coordinated assault from Jessica and Samantha has reportedly caught the Sussex team completely off guard, and insiders whisper that emergency meetings have been happening around the clock as they try to figure out how to respond to this unprecedented double threat. The panic allegedly started when Meghan's legal team realized that Samantha's appeal wasn't just another nuisance lawsuit, but potentially had new evidence and strategic backing that could actually succeed. Then Jessica's memoir announcement hit just days later, and sources claim that's when Meghan truly understood she was facing a coordinated attack from two people who knew exactly how to hurt her most. Harry is reportedly struggling to understand how his wife's past relationships have become such a public nightmare. Sources close to the couple reveal that he's been pushing for a more aggressive response, wanting to fight back publicly against both Jessica and Samantha, but Meghan's advisors are allegedly counseling restraint, warning that any public statements could provide more ammunition for both the legal case and the memoir. The Sussex publicity team is reportedly in full damage control mode, but they're facing an unprecedented challenge. How do you defend against a memoir from someone who was your client's best friend for nearly a decade? How do you counter legal arguments that might be supported by photographic evidence and documented family interactions? Sources claim the team is struggling because both attacks are rooted in years of intimate knowledge that's impossible to simply deny. What's making the Montecito panic even worse is the timing. The couple's various business ventures are already struggling to gain traction, and now they're facing potential revelations that could damage their brand even further. Netflix, Spotify, and other corporate partners are reportedly watching this unfold with growing concern about being associated with ongoing legal drama and family feuds. Inside sources claim that Meghan has been having what they describe as emotional breakdowns as she processes the scope of potential damage. The woman who once controlled her narrative so carefully is now allegedly facing the prospect of two people she once trusted, revealing her most private moments and conversations to the world. The couple's children have reportedly been kept completely isolated from the media frenzy, but sources suggest that the stress in the household is palpable. Staff members whisper about closed-door arguments, frantic phone calls with lawyers and publicists, and a growing sense that this crisis might be bigger than anything they've faced before. The double-barreled attack strategy allegedly orchestrated by Jessica Mulroney and Samantha Markle is being called the most sophisticated takedown attempt ever launched against a member of the royal family. What makes this coordination so devastating is that both women are positioning themselves as victims of the same manipulative behavior pattern, creating a narrative that reinforces itself from two completely different perspectives, but with remarkably similar conclusions about Meghan's character. Samantha's legal approach focuses on documented lies and public defamation, arguing that Meghan deliberately misrepresented their family relationship to create a more sympathetic backstory for herself. Her case relies on concrete evidence like photographs, school records, and witness testimonies that allegedly prove she and Meghan had ongoing contact throughout their lives, directly contradicting Meghan's claims during the Oprah interview about growing up as an only child. Jessica's memoir approach, meanwhile, reportedly focuses on the psychological and emotional manipulation tactics that she claims Meghan used throughout their friendship. Sources close to the book's development suggest that Jessica will detail how Meghan allegedly used people for their connections, expertise, and social capital, then discarded them the moment they became inconvenient or potentially damaging to her image. What makes this double-barreled strategy so effective is that both women are allegedly telling variations of the same story about Meghan's behavior patterns. Samantha claims Meghan rewrote their family history to suit her royal narrative. Jessica allegedly plans to reveal how Meghan rewrote their friendship history to distance herself from potential scandal. The consistency of these accusations from two completely different relationships creates a credibility that neither woman could achieve alone. The mutual vindication narrative is reportedly central to both of their strategies. Samantha positions herself as the sister who was erased from Meghan's story for convenience. Jessica allegedly positions herself as the loyal friend who was sacrificed on the altar of Meghan's social justice image. Both women claim they supported Meghan through her struggles, only to be betrayed when supporting them became inconvenient. Industry insiders suggest that this coordinated approach was designed to create what crisis management experts call narrative momentum. When one person makes accusations, they can be dismissed as jealousy or revenge. When two people from completely different aspects of someone's life make similar accusations about character and behavior patterns, it becomes much harder to dismiss as coincidence. The timing of their coordination allegedly ensures that each woman's revelations support and amplify the other's credibility. Samantha's legal documents and evidence create a foundation of documented deception that makes Jessica's personal revelations seem more credible. Jessica's intimate knowledge of Meghan's personality and private conversations provides context that makes Samantha's legal arguments seem more plausible. Sources claim that both women have been sharing information and strategies, with Samantha's legal team allegedly providing guidance on how to present accusations in ways that can't be easily dismissed as opinion or interpretation. Jessica's publishing team reportedly consulted on how to time revelations for maximum media impact during key legal proceedings. The double-barreled approach allegedly recognizes that modern media cycles require sustained pressure rather than single explosive moments. By coordinating their attacks across different platforms and timeframes, both women ensure that just as one story starts to fade from headlines, the other provides fresh ammunition to keep the narrative alive and damaging. The behind-the-scenes development of Jessica Mulroney's explosive tell-all memoir is reportedly more calculated and devastating than anyone initially realized. Sources close to the publishing process claim that Jessica has been meticulously documenting conversations, saving text messages, and organizing photographs for over 2 years, building what insiders describe as an airtight case against the woman who was once her closest confidante. The rumored Samantha chapter is allegedly just the tip of the iceberg in what publishing insiders are calling one of the most anticipated celebrity memoirs in recent memory. Jessica reportedly plans to dedicate an entire section to what she witnessed regarding Meghan's relationship with her family, including private conversations where Meghan allegedly discussed strategies for managing the Markle family drama and minimizing their impact on her royal image. What makes Jessica's revelations potentially explosive is the sheer intimacy of their former friendship. She was allegedly present during crucial phone calls between Meghan and her father Thomas, witnessed Meghan's reactions to Samantha's various media appearances, and heard firsthand how Meghan planned to handle family controversies. Sources claim Jessica kept detailed notes of these conversations, initially as a friend supporting someone through family drama, but now potentially as evidence of calculated manipulation. The memoir reportedly includes detailed accounts of how Meghan allegedly crafted her public narrative about her family relationships. Jessica claims to have witnessed conversations where Meghan discussed downplaying her relationship with Samantha and positioning herself as someone who overcame a difficult family situation through her own strength and determination. These alleged revelations could provide crucial support for Samantha's defamation case by showing premeditation behind Meghan's public statements. Publishing sources whisper that Jessica's agent has been shopping the memoir with specific emphasis on its legal implications. The book isn't just being marketed as celebrity gossip, but as a first-hand account that could influence ongoing legal proceedings. The timing of its release has allegedly been coordinated to maximize impact during Samantha's appeal process, ensuring that Jessica's revelations hit the media cycle just as legal attention is focused on Meghan's truthfulness about family relationships. What's particularly devastating about Jessica's approach is that she reportedly plans to reveal the contrast between Meghan's private attitudes toward her family and her public statements about the importance of family bonds. Sources claim the memoir will detail how Meghan allegedly spoke dismissively about both Thomas and Samantha in private, while simultaneously crafting public messages about forgiveness and family healing. The deliberately timed revelations allegedly extend beyond just family dynamics to include Jessica's observations about Meghan's relationship with Harry, her frustrations with royal protocol, and her strategies for managing public perception. Jessica was reportedly one of Meghan's closest advisors during the transition from actress to royal, giving her unprecedented insight into the decision-making process that shaped some of Meghan's most controversial moments. Sources close to the Sussex inner circle are painting a picture of Meghan Markle in complete emotional freefall as the coordinated attacks from Jessica and Samantha intensify. Insiders claim that behind the carefully curated social media posts and public appearances, Meghan is allegedly experiencing what they describe as her most severe crisis since leaving the royal family, with private meltdowns becoming an almost daily occurrence in the Montecito mansion. The woman who once seemed untouchable is reportedly struggling to maintain her composure, as she realizes the full scope of what Jessica potentially knows and could reveal. Sources whisper that Meghan has been obsessively trying to remember every conversation she had with Jessica over their decade-long friendship, frantically attempting to assess the damage that could be done by someone who witnessed her most unguarded moments. Harry's growing frustration with the situation is allegedly becoming impossible to hide from staff and close associates. Sources claim he's been pushing for aggressive legal action against both women, but Meghan's advisors are reportedly warning that any public response could backfire spectacularly. The prince, who once protected his wife from media scrutiny, is now allegedly questioning whether her past actions have created problems that can't be solved with palace-style damage control. What's making Meghan's private crisis even worse is the timing. Just as she was trying to rebuild her brand and launch new business ventures, she's now facing the prospect of two separate but coordinated revelations that could destroy everything she's worked to create since leaving royal life. Industry insiders claim that potential business partners are already expressing concern about associating with someone embroiled in ongoing legal drama and family feuds. The mounting pressure is reportedly affecting every aspect of life in Montecito, with sources describing a household in constant crisis mode. Staff members whisper about closed-door arguments, emergency calls with crisis management teams, and a growing sense that this coordinated attack might be the challenge that finally breaks through Meghan's carefully constructed public facade. September 2025 is shaping up to be the month that could define Meghan Markle's future, and sources claim the timing of this coordinated assault couldn't have been more perfectly orchestrated to create maximum devastation. The convergence of Samantha's legal deadlines with Jessica's memoir rollout has allegedly created what crisis management experts are calling a perfect storm of sustained negative publicity that even the most sophisticated PR teams would struggle to navigate. The strategic timing goes beyond just coincidence. Legal experts suggest that both camps calculated that hitting Meghan simultaneously from multiple directions would prevent her from mounting an effective defense against either attack. While her legal team focuses on Samantha's appeal, her publicity team has to prepare for Jessica's revelations. The divided attention allegedly ensures that neither threat receives the full defensive response it might warrant individually. What makes this perfect storm even more dangerous is that it's happening during a crucial period for the Sussex brand. Netflix and other business partners are reportedly watching nervously as their associate becomes embroiled in escalating legal drama and family feuds that show no signs of resolution. Sources claim that some potential deals have already been quietly put on hold pending the outcome of both the legal case and the memoir's revelations. The September timing also allegedly coincides with the publishing industry's fall launch season and the legal system's calendar in ways that maximize media attention. Book publishers know that September releases get more media coverage, and legal teams understand that fall court schedules often generate more press interest. The coordination between these two factors has allegedly created a media firestorm that keeps building momentum rather than burning out quickly. Industry insiders are calling this the most sophisticated takedown campaign ever launched against a celebrity, combining legal pressure, personal revelations, and strategic timing to create sustained damage that traditional crisis management techniques might not be able to overcome. The perfect storm has allegedly been brewing for months, and now it's finally hitting with devastating force. The implications of this coordinated assault on Meghan Markle extend far beyond just personal embarrassment or temporary bad publicity. Industry experts are suggesting that the Jessica-Samantha alliance could trigger a domino effect that fundamentally changes how Meghan is perceived in Hollywood, the publishing world, and even within the royal family's sphere of influence. If Samantha's appeal succeeds, it could establish a legal precedent that makes other former associates more confident about challenging Meghan's public statements about them. Sources whisper that several other people who feel wronged by Meghan have been quietly watching this case, waiting to see if the legal system will hold her accountable for allegedly rewriting history to suit her narrative. The Hollywood implications are equally devastating. The entertainment industry operates on relationships and trust, and if Jessica's memoir reveals a pattern of using and discarding people, it could make future collaborators extremely cautious about working with the Sussexes. Netflix executives are reportedly already concerned about being associated with ongoing legal drama and family feuds that generate negative headlines. For the royal family, this coordinated attack presents an unprecedented challenge. Sources claim that even though Meghan and Harry have stepped back from royal duties, the continued drama reflects poorly on the institution that once welcomed her. Palace insiders allegedly worry that every new revelation reinforces public perceptions about the chaos that followed Meghan's entry into royal life. What makes this situation particularly dangerous for Meghan's future is that both Jessica and Samantha have positioned themselves as truth-tellers rather than vengeful enemies. They've allegedly created a narrative where exposing Meghan isn't about revenge, it's about justice and accountability. This framing makes their attacks much harder to dismiss and much more likely to influence public opinion. The coordinated timing and strategic coordination suggest that this isn't the end of Meghan's troubles. It's potentially just the beginning of a sustained campaign that could reshape her entire public image and future opportunities. So what do you think? Has Meghan finally met her match in this alleged alliance between her former best friend and half-sister? Drop your thoughts below, like, subscribe, and stay tuned because the next video is waiting and you won't believe what's coming next.